rolling, take one.
Turning audio on. Okay.
Who's talking?
I'm talking. Okay, I don't know, I remember how long ago it was, but we were playing cards at the table, and we started talking about the war. And I just thought it was really interesting. And I went back home and I tried to explain the story to my friends, and I couldn't remember anything. So I thought it'd be nice to come back and get you to tell the stories again.
What
And,
kind of stories were they?
War stories.
I know, but where? In the country? Out of the country?
Just about his experiences at the different bases.
Oh, around
And
the country.
Hawaii and the Battle of Midway.
Hawaii.
What?
And
The Battle of Midway?
yeah.
Well, he was just a GI out in Hawaii.
I was the
Right.
target for the Battle of Midway.
So I said I want to come back and get it all on tape someday.
Oh,
So this is it.
you remember what you told him all those years ago?
I don't remember what sequence.
No, but we'll
You know,
just,
if
there's-
you get me started, I'll just go.
Oh, we know.
there's no
I'll keep quiet and you can talk.
there's no set there's no set
Is that a
list of
promise?
questions or anything.
Ah.
It's just
It's just the way it was.
And that's the way it is.
okay. So I guess
How far back do you want? Pearl Harbor Day?
well, even before that, around the time you did you enlist, or were you?
Yeah, I joined a National Guard outfit that I knew was being federalized within a month in October 15th, 1940. So I joined the National Guard in
Tell why you
September
Tell
15th.
why you joined it.
I joined because I knew they were going to Alabama. I figured I'd go south for the winter. And several friends of mine were all joining up, so I thought that'd be great to be in an outfit where you know a lot of people and not have to make new friends throughout. So we went to Alabama and we were playing touch football on December 7th in the company street, and somebody came running out of a tent saying the Japs just attacked Pearl Harbor. And one of the guys said, "Where the hell is Pearl Harbor?" Nobody knew. So within about a week and a half, they put us on a train and shipped us to California because the country was anticipating an invasion of the West Coast by the Japanese. And there were 600,000 enlisted people out there along the coast.
But you forgot to tell in the beginning how he joined this National Guard outfit because the draft had been begun.
Mhm.
And he thought, oh, this is great, I'll go in and I'll be getting out when they're drafting all these other guys. Of course, that never happened, right?
I figured I'd have a choice of a job when I got out early.
Right.
He didn't have a very good job. He was working in Wall Street for pennies. And you have to tell him that too, how they let him go once because business wasn't good that year. And then later on, they needed him back, and they hired him back at the same pay that he had started. No?
$10 less.
Excuse me, I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah.
And other guys wouldn't even come back.
That's right.
Yeah. You
They
needed them.
learned.
So you went from the National Guard in Alabama.
Oh, National Guard, Alabama, well, it was, by that time it was federalized,
Mm-hmm.
and it was part of the 27th Division, New York Division. And we went by train to California. We sat in California for a while in a park outside of Riverside, California. And the temperature got pretty chilly. We were in tents. We were there for Christmas of '41 and New Year's of '41. And we were all moved up to a pretty hot alert for Christmas. anticipating a surprise invasion. One of our men was on guard duty, here complete with ammunition and a fixed bayonet. And a car came along, he called halt. And the car didn't, it just slowed down and it kept coming. And he called out halt again and it didn't. So he plunged the bayonet into the radiator.
Smart kid.
So, when did you join the Air Force?
Well, it was roundabout. I was trying all of this time to get into the Air Force.
For a transfer.
Mm-hmm.
And General Hap Arnold, in charge of the Air Corps, sent a letter out to all organizations, all outfits, and said, if anybody wants to apply to the Air Force, you must release him unless he is absolutely essential. So our captain said, who would like to go to the Air Force? The whole outfit stepped forward. And he called each one by name. He said, you're essential, back into the ranks, all the way down. And it got to be a farce. Every time a letter would come from General Arnold, it asked, who wants to go to the Air Force? Well, the guys got pretty sick and tired of stepping forward. But they wanted me to step forward because they knew I really wanted it. So I'd step forward all by myself. Halliday, you're essential. Back in. I was a truck driver and demolition man.
Right,
Not making any money,
right.
not securing his future after the war.
We stayed in the Riverside area through the holidays. Then we transported up to Fort Ord, California, which is about halfway up to San Francisco. And it was a fairly permanent fort with two-story barracks. And there were all sorts of signs, I guess carvings and initialing, that a Marine outfit had been there not too long ago.
Hmm.
And they had shipped out from that point. So it got to the point where we were told we were gonna have to ship out. We figured we'd be going down to relieve the troops that were being clobbered down in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
There was no Navy to speak of. We had 2 ships in the convoy. I was on the Aquitania. It was the only 4-stacker afloat. And the liner Manhattan was with us. And we were very fast ships. They had put in new engines in our ship, and they could do 26 or 27 knots. They could outrun just about any submarine, any known submarine. And they gave us a light cruiser as an escort. And they escorted us for 1 day out from San Francisco. Then they turned around and came back, and we were on our own. Well, because we were so fast, we went straight line to Honolulu, no zigzag.